It's Monday morning. The time is now 4:30. I've had a successful night, even though I didn't get any sleep yesterday afternoon. I did get some sleep this morning. Maybe not quite enough, but I got some. And I've got about $357 on. And I still have another hour and a half to go before the end of my shift. At which time I should be parking it, and Mr. Punctual might not be there. I think he's softened a little bit. He's not quite as military as he used to be. And, yeah. Why didn't I sleep? I didn't sleep because I was tense and I was stressed. I even had some heart palpitations, which I don't ever have. Is that what a panic attack is like? I don't know. I tried to do my taxes on Saturday afternoon. I tried to do my taxes online. What a nightmare. I could kind of soldier through with paper taxes, doing my taxes on paper, but I was sent a note by the Canada Revenue that they're trying to get people to use e-file, netfile, because it's faster and so on and so on. But you know what? It's worse. It's worse. At least on paper you can see what you're doing. When I go online, I try to do my taxes online, it says that I have warnings and I have errors. And in order for this to work, you have to fix this warning and you have to fix that error. But how? It doesn't say how to fix it, it just says you have to fix it. Anyway, a few times it calculated my income tax, but it would not file. Would not file my income tax. It would just calculate it. And it calculated some wildly differing amounts that I would owe. So, I'm going to go to a tax preparation place this morning after my visit to the dentist. It has been a long, drawn-out, busy Monday night. It was non-stop until about midnight. I was just praying for things to slow down. And then they did. And then I went to sleep. As soon as I turned on a video, I fell asleep. And I was awakened a couple of times by the tablet here giving me the signal that I haven't touched it for half an hour. And so I touched it and fell right back asleep each time. I think I ended up touching the screen 3 times, so I was asleep for at least an hour and a half. So then, at 2 o'clock, I got a call, and I thought, oh, okay, we'll do one call now. And then I had another one at 2:30. And then I haven't stopped driving, and the time is now 5:36. I hadn't stopped driving. I just one right after another, and sometimes the call was not anywhere nearby. It was sometimes pretty far away. I counted the money a couple hours ago, and it wasn't all that spectacular. It was about $260. Now I know I'm definitely over 300. I don't know how much over, but I'm over 300. Now I'm going to head towards the car wash, even though it is raining. I'm going to quickly squirt the car with some water, and then I'm going to hit the bank because I got a lot of cash. I got quite a bit of cash this time. And then I'm going to detail the interior and fuel it up, and then rush home and get in my car to go to the chiropractor's because it is raining. And it might rain a lot harder. So hopefully I don't get soaked between parking the car and getting home. Yeah. Yesterday I was able to go to H&R Block and get my taxes done. Now all I need to do is come up with the money to pay them. Yeah. I guess with these long drawn out busy nights, the money will come from somewhere. Yeah, this one was stressful. This night was stressful. And of course the last customer, instead of going a short distance, went a long distance. So that puts me kind of late for everything else that's happening. Thankfully I'm going to be driving to the chiropractor the way it looks. Because if I walked I'd be late. And what I need is a lower back decompression and a neck decompression, and that's it. Don't know what else to talk about this morning. I'm pretty much done in. I'm tired from the stress of rushing to the next customer who's already 20 minutes late to go pick him up before I get the call. Especially out in the western communities where the distances between calls are greater. Yeah, I was bouncing around like a ping pong ball. Three more nights to go this week. The time is now 4:58 on a Wednesday morning, the end of the Tuesday night. Okay, my shift has an hour and a half left to go. No, 1 hour. So I'll get back to town and I'll have time to do no trips. I've got over 300 on, definitely over 300 on, maybe as much as 400 on. I haven't counted the money, but there's quite a bit of it. Quite a bit of Interac, credit cards, and cash. Surprisingly, there's quite a bit of cash. So I will be going to the bank and making a deposit. And I had one customer give me a $20 bill that was ripped in two. And I asked him, do you have another one? He says, yeah, but the drug dealer won't accept the one that's ripped. You believe that or not? And I'm not waiting till 9 o'clock to go in the morning to the bank and deposit it personally at a teller, because the bank machine will not take ripped bills. So I'm going to try and pay for my fuel with it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do. And I have another $20 bill which has a little rip in it. The rip is about 1 centimeter long on one side. Will that work? I'm going to try and see if it will work. I will see if it will deposit. And I watched a movie. It was from the 1940s or so. I think it was the 1940s. It was called Pinky. Now this thing had been in my watch later list for a long time. And my watch later list is quite big and extensive, so I forgot what I put in there. I just turn it on and watch the movie if I'm up to date on all my other YouTube stuff. Well, by the time I've watched a movie, there are new posts on my regular YouTube feed. Come on, focus. Anyway, this movie Pinky, it's on YouTube. Just look it up on YouTube. It's good stuff. Very good. It's in black and white, and it has to do with race relations in the south of the USA. I much enjoyed it. Anyways, at this point in time, after a busy night, I'm tired. 2 more nights to go this week. It's Thursday morning. Time is now 4:35. I had a busy night, like non-stop, one right after another, until, well, 11:30, midnight, and then it slowed down quite a bit. And then I was able to go to sleep for a while, and I slept well. I slept so well so that when I got a call, I had a hard time waking up, and I found myself shutting my eyes and wandering out of the lane a few times. I was lucky that I kept catching myself before colliding with anything. That's what happens when you don't get enough sleep. Then when you do get some sleep, it's hard to wake up, at least for me. So now I've got about 360, 370 on. I've done well. I've done well enough. And that's thanks to one right after another before midnight, and thanks to a couple of longer trips in the morning. I took someone out to the Western Communities, and after I got back from doing that, I got these people who were going to the airport. They're going to Las Vegas for a wedding. Yeah, not much else to say. One more night to go. Maybe I can get a couple of people going to work this morning when I'm back in town. I will still have about an hour to work by the time I get down there. Yeah. One more night to work this week. Time is now, oh, there's pedestrian. The time is now 4:34 a.m. on Friday morning, and I have had a busy night. It was so busy that I have not stopped driving. I have just been driving, and there's people coming across here too. At this time, I went to sleep once, and that was at around 11:30. I pulled into a parking lot to watch a video. I started watching the video and fell asleep immediately because I was exhausted from driving nonstop up until that point. I did a whole night's work in the first half of the night, before midnight. And then I did another night's work in the second half. I've got $520 on. So I did 2 nights' work in one. And it felt like the whole time like I was the only one out here. It felt like there were no other cabs working. I'm just tired, exhausted now, burnt out. I haven't seen it busy like that since like a New Year's Eve. And there were people waving at me, you know, just from the sidewalk randomly when I was on my way to another trip to go pick somebody up. These people would wave at me, and okay, so I stopped and I had to give the trip that I was sent on back to the system so that I could take the ones that were waving at me. And where were all the other cars? I have no idea. It's like I was the only one here. If I don't have another trip this shift, I don't care. I really don't care. I've worked too hard already. What a way to end the week. Well, I don't have much else to say except that I've had enough. Hope yours is better than mine.